What up, y'all, and welcome to Memphis International Raceway for the 11th race in the NRSL Jerky Pro Truck Series season. Only 8 races to go in the championship battle, and Audra Baranowskis with an 85-point lead over Sam Young is on pole for the third time this season, 8th time in her Truck Series career, and that record for most poles in one's career, she is extending that. It's a difference of 3 now over the next driver in line, who I'm not sure who that is off the top of my head. We'll check on that later. But 2, Audra's outside is Max Anderson, who had a great run at the last short track we went to, the Dodge Motordrome. Perhaps he can visit victory lane here today. And, of course, in row 2, you got Jack James, who's got a short track win, Bristol Dirt last year, with Daytona winner Enzo Nereza to his outside. So we'll get to the rest of the starting lineup in a little bit. Joining me in the booth this week is Vince Freeze. After we had some technical difficulties last week at New Zealand, y'all could not hear me, but y'all can hear me this week.
Yeah, it's always good to be back, man. Good to have you back with the voice for the fans. Yeah, Donovan Cage is starting to slip. Sam Young's starting to rise. We'll see what happens there. Audra Baranowskis went from pole. Definitely has been a dominant force this season. Looking to continue that. Can Hayes Green deliver another surprise win that 77? Let's find out all that and more as we send it back to the grid here in Tennessee.
Yeah, Hayes Green with that surprise win last week. Quite the drive for him. And this track was actually the host of the 77 team's previous win. Last year's penultimate race in the Jerky Pro Truck Series was won by Allison Rain driving that number 77 Chevy. And Hayes Green delivering for them last week in New Zealand. Well, let's get to the rest of that starting lineup. Got a pair of Fords in row 3, Ron Bishop and Sam Young, who's been looking pretty good on the last couple of short track races. He won at Richmond in dominating fashion, was pacing behind teammate D-Line Ibrahimian at Martinsville, and once again untouchable at the Dodge Motordrome. Let's see if he can go 3 for 4 here tonight, or today rather. In row 4, you've got Gene Sanford and Daniel Brown. And in row 5, Cody Magrick and Joshua Johnson, who sits at the bottom of the point standings. There you can see in 16th is Hayes Green. 14th right in front of him is Delon Ibrahimian. Only other driver to win at this track is Lucas Catano, who is starting in 22nd there, I believe that is. Catano has not had a good season at all. He currently sits, I believe it's 22nd in the point standings. Just fell 6 spots after a bad race in New Zealand. Only 1 top 5 and 3 top 10s for him this season. We'll see if he can maybe turn that around with a little strategy here today. But going to go through the rest of the starting grid as the command to fire engines is upon us. As there's Donovan Cage starting in 36th.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Uh-oh. It looks like the 98 of Bradley Ream has had an issue. And he had a tire go down, so they'll get that fixed up. Get him back on the racetrack. That's going to skew up the grid here a little bit. As always, no caution flags here on the short tracks unless I accidentally left it on for some reason. But I think we should be good. But a pace truck will dive it down, so that's a tough break for Bradley Ream. But he should have a couple laps on the fresher tire side here. But Audra will lead him to the green flag. Can she get her 3rd win on the season? We'll find out.
Pretty orderly start as they go into 3 and 4 here.
See, Audra is going to clear out for the race lead. Anderson trying to get a run over teammate Jack James to clear for 2nd. But bottom line is the way to go here in Memphis. Top side can tend to fight a little bit, but eventually the bottom will prevail. See Enzo Nereza racing hard side by side with fellow rookie, or not fellow rookie, but rookie driver Ron Bishop. Bradley Ream has gotten service. He will be believe, 2 laps down. So Jack James clears Anderson for second. Bishop falling in line in fourth. And Ron Bishop's actually going to put a move on Anderson.
Impressive by the rookie, but no tire fall off early on. He just ran his best lap. That definitely favors a rookie with the aggression.
Bradley Ream's going to come out right in front of race leader Audra Baranowskis. We'll see if he's able to drive away or if he gets swallowed up.
I think he'll get swallowed up on full tires, yeah.
See Audra all over his back bumper, and now Jack James has caught up to her, and he's going to make a move on her for the race lead. So Ream is actually only 1 lap down. And Jack James is going to take the lead as we had something occur off of turn 4, and it involved the 77 of Hayes Green, our winner from last week. Got a little door damage. Looks like maybe his teammate Jessica Strauss might have got held up from this. Austin Tyler in the 54, and Lucas Catano, man, just can't catch a break. He is at the back of the pack here, though. As you see Donovan Cage trying to mount a charge forward. He's just going to get by Hunter Braxton here for 32nd. We'll look at that incident and any other incidents after the race is complete. Going through the field a little backwards here right now. Benjamin Ice moving forward. Dylan Ibrahimian going backwards. Ibrahimian down to 24th. Ice up to 23rd after starting 35th. And it's only been 7 laps, Vince. So what a drive so far by Ice. But Billy Kidd's looking to go to his inside now. And that's going to stick Ice on the top. And you do not want to be up there. Reggie Fogelman. How about Fogelman in the truck that won this race back in 2020 with Katana behind the wheel? He's been moving forward on that bottom line. This Sam Young also stuck on the top side. Henry Sanford will jump into the top 10 as Nereza and Gene Sanford fall backwards. Yael Carrillo moving up. Got Mitchell Collins in 7th. Anderson has fallen down to 6th. DeLello 5th. Cody Magrick up to 4th. Was going to comment on that. As Jack James using teammate Bradley Ream to be a bit of a blocker right now over Audra Baranowskis. As fastest lap on the race belongs to the 13 of Jack James with a 24.305. Christian Russell, Zachary DeLello, Lucas Catano, Owen Miles, the top 5 on the chart. So we'll see if Catano, who got held up from that incident, is able to move forward from 38th place as Audra dives under Ream, and now she's going to dive under James.
Yeah, I saw that Zach in 3 and 4 had a little higher arc into the corner and won a runoff exit. I don't think she'll be able to, no, but that was a good attempt right there for sure.
And I felt like James either really got a good angle on the corner and threw it in, or Audra checked up for Ream on her outside. We've seen contact usually occur going into turn 3 here before, where drivers think they're clear on the outside line and they turn in, and it usually results in contact. And we've also seen some stuff happen coming off of 4, as we saw those skid marks here in the race today, as it looks like there might have been another incident going into 3 to begin with. And yeah, Hunter Braxton's got door damage now, so another incident on the racetrack. I believe that's what those skid marks right there are for. You can just see them. Catano's got front end damage, and it looks like maybe he was the culprit once again.
Could have been maybe mid-pack.
Man, Benjamin Ice, man, he gained all that track position, and then he got shuffled to the outside by Billy Kidd, and he's lost everything he gained, everything he worked for. His top side is just not the way to go. See, Sam Young has fallen all the way outside of the top 20 now. Even the Reza's outside the top 15. Ibrahimian charging back forward in 16th. As Calhoun dives under Billy Kidd, who's up to the top 15. Anderson now falling out of the top 10. Reggie Fogelman still driving forward. What a run for this 9 truck. He's into the top 10. Looking to pass by Yael Carrillo. Morris Reeves into the top 10.
Ron Bishop for second.
Looks like Bradley Ream passed Jack James back, and now Bishop looking for that second place. So the pit window here, I believe, should be around halfway, lap 40 to lap 42. Ream is 2 laps down, so he will likely stay out for 2 laps. Looks like his tires might be coming around a bit. There is a 2-lap difference there between him and the leaders. Not a ton of fall off here right off the bat. Magrick's going to dive to the inside of DeLello, or perhaps DeLello was diving to the outside of him. Mitchell Collins right on their bumpers. So now Magrick going to maybe make a dive for third here. James will slide up to give him the lane. One second lead for Audra right now.
Very impressive, though, for Ron Bishop. Man, this is a heck of a run. He hasn't had the season. Something like this can rejuvenate his spirits. As Ream is starting to get closer.
See Mitchell Collins making a move on DeLello for 5th place. Seeing the front of the field start to stabilize here, single file out. Fogelman 9th and Pat Johnson 10th, Calhoun 11th, Billy Kidd 12th. Good handful of rookies up here. How about Will Parrish, who had that top 10 streak to start the season? Parrish came into this race 14th in the points. Parrish with 4 top 10s on the year, still looking for that first top 5 of the season. I believe his lone top 5 last year was his win at Talladega. Looking at the upcoming schedule for Jerky Pro, the series will be off the next 2 weeks, then return at Kansas for a standalone event. Jerky Pro, the only ones... Actually, no, I believe Cup is going to Kansas as well. Yeah, I believe we are. I'm going to have to double check that. I feel like I originally scheduled it to just be a truck race, and then I think I changed my mind and made it Cup 2, but I'll get back to y'all on that one. But then we are off for another week, and then it is 4 straight weeks of racing in September, another week off, and then the last 2 races of the season.
I can confirm it. 8/19, 8/20 is the Kansas weekend for both.
All right, yes, so we are going to Kansas for both. So I believe this is the final standalone race then here at Memphis. We had the one earlier in the month at the Motordrome. Cup Series is going to Memphis next month, but just on a different weekend from the Truck Series.
How about Ron Bishop to the lead, man? That's incredible.
Oh, wow. I was so busy talking about the schedule, I didn't even see it.
I think that was a lapper induced. Now here comes Audra again.
Yeah, Bradley Ream, as his tires have come around here, as these guys have hit the cliff. But what an effort here by Ron Bishop to be leading here over Audra. You can actually see him get a better exit here off of turn 2. So Lucas Catano, he started to work his way through the field. He's up to 31st. Sam Young, man, he's fallen all the way to 34th. Daniel Brown, 35th. They started 6th and 8th, and they just have not been able to get to the bottom. We'll have to see what they're able to do in the second half once the field gets spread out from pit stops. Benjamin Ice is starting to move back forward. You can see him there on the ticker in 27th. Donovan Cage is up to 20th. Nereza has stabilized in 17th. Bishop's actually kind of holding off Audra for the time being, as the 24's got a tire failure. Where is he? There he is.
No.
Looks like he will be able to get it back to the pits, but he is in the way right now.
Where's the leaders that are coming around? Should be good, though.
Looks like Hayes Green nor Braxton will be held up. So Russell, with the tire issue here, is going to bring it down to the pits on lap 26. That will not get him to the finish, so that's pretty much going to end his race. But he is going to be flying here around this track for a little bit. As you can see, Ream about a tenth faster than the leaders.
Jack James and Mitchell Collins. How about that 13-14 combo coming into the equation?
Yeah, they are closing the distance. As you see now, Cody Magrick kind of being a bit of a roadblock. But Morris Reeves, Reggie Fogelman, they've caught up. As Henry Sanford, he's fallen down to 12th. That's a bit of a rise of a rookies here in this short track race.
That track position's key. As Audra's starting to slip up a little bit. I think she's trying to make a move, and it doesn't work. Now let's see where Christian Russell blends out.
Oh, and the 74 blew up.
Oh, boy.
Roger James from 32nd place. Or maybe it was a little higher. I don't know where he stopped, but... Did it split up the field at all? Doesn't look like it did. Looks like he was riding in 32nd, as I thought. 24 of Russell is back out on track. Where did he merge?
I won a top 10, I want to believe.
You are correct. There he is into the inside of Magrick in 5th, and there you can see the tire difference.
Reggie Fogelman moving up.
Man, Fogelman up to 6th place in the 9 truck. Now remember, Katana won in this truck 2 years ago. Something with this 9 team at this track. They just got something figured out, I guess. But, man, what a drive by Fogelman. He has not been making a lot of races in Digital Storm for Stort Haas Racing. Having quite the day here right now for Junior Motorsports.
So, flying.
Jack James starting to close back up to Bishop and Audra. And he is going to make a diving move as Russell gets right up to his bumper. Oh, Russell, I thought was going to get into James for a second there. Now he's on the outside of the 13. Where do you go here?
They hit the 3 wide.
Oh, James wants to pass for second. Russell's on the outside. That's going to check up the 13 and the 21. And now Russell's going to go to the inside of Bishop. Somebody else. Oh, Max Anderson's been involved in something. That's not engine related, Vince. That is accident related.
Boy, oh boy.
That would have been just outside the top 10. Now Audra going for the race lead. Pretty eventful day in this truck race here at Memphis.
Jack James will get the draft.
Oh, and it looks like Will Parrish might have been involved with that 88. He has retired from the race. And Anderson, his good qualifying position is going to go down as I think a DNF here. I don't think they're going to continue. Audra goes back to the lead. Before we get to pit stops, I want to look at the point standings. Audra comes in 85-point lead over Sam Young, 90 over Ice, 92 over Cage, and 111 over Lane Sanders. Ibrahimium 6th, Scott Roush 7th, Henry Stanford 8th, Carrillo up to 9th after a great day in New Zealand, and Jack James 10th. Anderson's team is trying to fix it, apparently. He's chilling. Would be very surprised if they come back on track, though. So now James up to 2nd. Collins, Magrick, all going to get by Ron Bishop as here comes Reggie Fogelman in 6th place. Yeah, time by a 25.6. Faster than the leader.
Reggie Fogelman on raw pace would be an interesting story.
Remember, I was joking with you after last week. I was like, we get one more rookie winner. We're both wrong for Jerky Pro. But this would be quite the strange track to have a 3rd rookie winner at.
Pit stops will be key, though, for sure, when you come in.
88 team elected to retire it for the day, so that is tough for them. Their bad luck season continues. Now we get to the very end of this run. Audra starts pulling away, but Jack James starting to close that distance up again. Bishop's going to fire back on Magarick for 4th. He's got Fogelman right behind him. Morris Reeves 7th, Pat Johnson 8th, DeLello 9th, Calhoun 10th, and Billy Kidd 11th. A bit of a pull away from Henry Sanford. Ibrahimian in 13th. Look at Donovan Cage, man. Finally drove his way towards the front. And 16th, looking to take 15th from the Reza. Benjamin Ice 23rd. Carrillo falling to 24th. There's Catano up to 26th. You can see the veterans able to utilize that outside line a bit more, Vince, than the rookie drivers. Catano's got some damage. I'm curious if they'll spend time fixing that. That could really hurt all the progress he's making right now. Doesn't look like it's impacting his performance on track either. Sam Young up to 30th. Very struggle day here for them. I think they would benefit from an undercut right now.
Big time.
Oh, and Ron Bishop's going to be the first to pit. What a call.
Yeah, clean pit road.
Right at halfway.
Yep.
The Reza come in. Fidel. Josh Johnson. Others. Here comes Audra. Fogelman is going to stay out a lap. Any other stayers?
Oh.
Great move by Jack Holton there to get it down. Looks like Mayhew's going to get stuck by Russell passing him. You know, Ream was a lap down, 2 laps down actually, so he'll stay out. Still dealing with a cough over here. Fogelman will bring it in. Russell's going to be an interesting roadblock here because he'll be on about half a run worth of tires here.
On Bishop.
All right, so Bishop pit first.
Where's Audra? That's the key.
Did the crew deliver?
Answer is yes.
And there's Audra.
Oh, yeah.
So Bishop will take back the race lead. We'll see what that 1 lap difference does. Audra's going to be in range to fight him here.
Let's just see where Fogelman's at, just to make sure. There he is.
Well, excuse me, man. This cough is awful, everybody. This cough is awful. Braxton going to come out of the pits after fixing damage. He'll be right in front of the race leader. He's going to get the gas here, though, on the lower 3rd gear. He should not hold up the 1 too much.
I think Christian Russell is the leader, Zach. You are correct.
Oh, that's right. He's the leader.
But he's got to come in. There's no way he can make it.
Oh, no. He'll be pitting, I believe, around lap 66. I didn't even think that he would gain enough time through all that traffic to be the leader.
Yeah, it's the power of fresh tires here, but he'll be caught soon for sure, if not already in.
You know, I think everybody here knows that he will have to pit again. So Braxton.
Oh.
Braxton a lap down. Green a lap down, and Ream 2 laps down. As Catano, they did fix his damage, so he has work to do. Sam Young, terrible stop in 34th. Carrillo 30th. Ice 25th. Donovan Cage is 15th. Ibrahimian 17th. Bishop trying to look for a way by Braxton, but can't get it going. That's going to let Audra close the distance on him. As Fogelman, who stayed out the longest, is 6.8 seconds back. Make that 6 seconds back. in ninth place right now.
It's probably less than 6, though. It's more like 4 because they're really racing Bishop. They're not racing Russell at this point.
So let's see here. You got Bishop, Audra, Collins, and Jack James. They're the top 4. Reeves would be 5th. Magrick 6th. Johnson 7th. Fogelman would be 8th. Kidd 9th. And then Henry Sanford would round out the top 10. So the question here is was the overcut strategy actually the way to go for Reggie Fogelman here? Could he be looking at a potential win? He is only 3.3 seconds behind Ron Bishop. As now Baranowskis is looking for second place.
Yeah, you needed Ron Bishop to continue to lead. This could hurt. Mitch Collins for second, realistically here. Oh, he sends it. Oh, someone got mechanical
That's
failure.
Ribbleton has suspension failure.
He's
Uh-oh.
slow.
This might be bad. He is still running on the bottom. Hunter Braxton is going to split him. Oh, this is dangerous. And he's going to stop right in the middle of the track.
Uh-oh. Okay, thank God.
Everybody gets by him. Here comes Audra looking for the race lead. Let's split up the top 4. Quite a handful of mechanical failures here in this race today. So Audra's going to go to the inside of Russell here. That'll give her the race lead back. Braxton a lap down between her and what'll be Ron Bishop in second. We should see Russell pit here in about 10 laps.
You can hold it up now.
Now he's going to hold up Mitchell Collins here, and that's going to give Jack James a chance to make a move.
Now he's holding up both lanes. Oh, he's going to split them.
Going to split him 3 wide here. Collins is going to get tight. That's going to let James go by for third.
Reeves now coming. His cough is still persistent.
I'd like to apologize for everybody that might get sick of me coughing. I don't want to mute the mic too many times, but the throat is getting scratchy here tonight. So we are recording at night. Let's see. I believe Ribbleton is good to go. Nope, he retired. That was Ribbleton in the 33, correct? I've already forgotten the roster for the season. As now the 21. Where's Audra? She's got a tire failure. Oh, my goodness. From the race lead. Baranowskis has a tire gone. Tire down on the 21. And if you're Donovan Cage or Sam Young having a bad day, Audra just got slammed by Blaine Saylor. But what a turn of events that has given the lead to Ron Bishop.
The problem, Zach, is Hunter Braxton has fresher tires, so it's going to be Jack James to look out for this win.
Don't forget about Reggie Fogelman. He's got it under 3 seconds. Still looking at what'll be 26 to go this time by. Audra into service. They're going to go right back out on the racetrack. Somehow they got her towed around the pit wall into her stall.
It's Audra. Oh, boy, she'll be mad.
Which is kind of strange that they towed her around the pit wall into her stall instead of all the way around the racetrack. But she will only lose 1 lap here. Nope, 2 laps, I'm sorry. So it looks like she is going to be stuck finishing either 37th or 36th if she gets by Christian Russell when he pits. But she's got damage now too, I think, from that back end. She got hit pretty good. Now, if you're Sam Young, though, you're 31st. You're going to gain some points here. If you can start picking some people off, you're going to gain a lot of points. How about Benjamin Ice in 23rd? Right now, that's 14 points for him. He came in 90 back. And, of course, Donovan Cage in 13th. He's looking to gain a chunk of points here. But, man, it would have, as Russell's going to finally make his pit stop, it would have impacted the championship a whole lot more. As Jack James is going to use Braxton getting by Bishop as a way to get to the lead here, it would have impacted the battle so much more, Vince, if Sam Young, Ice, and Cage were all top 10 right now. If those three were all top 10 right now, we'd be like, you know, Audra's lead would pretty much be cut in half. But, you know, that's why Audra's team, they got to be like, just take it easy. We got 7 races after this. And none of these guys are going to gain a big chunk of points on us unless something else crazy happens.
Fogelman's about to happen. He's getting closer.
Yeah, Vince, 21 to go this time by. Morris Reeves is going to get by Bishop for 3rd. Gene Sanford appears to have been involved in an incident. She is off pace, but Reggie Fogelman, man, he's coming.
Oh, I think the problem is, can he get around the veterans? That's the key. He's got to pass a lot of them.
Billy Kidd in 7th, Henry Sanford 8th, Pat Johnson 9th, and Calhoun 10th. Nareza just outside the top 10. Donovan Cage looking for 13th on Jack Holton. Ibrahimium, another of those drivers, top 10 in the points. He came in 128 back. He's one of those guys really out of range. So is Jack James, 150 back. Jack James is looking to gain the most points out of everybody here. Same with Mitchell Collins. Mitchell Collins came in 12th of the points. How about Morris Reeves? Now he's the top rookie, and he's going to put a move on Collins for 2nd. Fogelman is dipped. He's down a second. Well, not a second, about 0.4 of a second. Did he go too early?
It's hard to tell with the rookie, but it looks like he did. Billy Kidd's starting to make some moves.
Yeah, Fogelman is losing time. So Jack James has been in the series since 2019. Finally got that first career win last year in his 3rd season. Now in his 4th season, looking to get his 2nd career win.
He's gotta hang on here, man. He does not have the raw pace like Audra would have had in the lead, for sure.
Definitely true. Not saying he's got this in the bag. Blaine Saylor retiring in 38th.
A battle back there, it looks like, somewhere.
And Morris Reeves and Mitchell Collins, man, they look hungry right here. Fogelman, though, he is stabilized. He's starting to inch back forward now, but he's got Billy Kidd and others to worry about behind him. It's Donovan Cage in 13th place. Benjamin Ice up to 22nd. Sam Young, 30th. It'll be 15 laps to go this time by.
Rookies are starting to figure this tire wear game out definitely better than expected on a short track. You would think the veterans would start pulling away. Still a half a second for the top 3, and now Magarick has joined the picture.
See Ron Bishop starting to trail back in 5th. He did pit first out of everybody here. So the top 4 pit in that 2nd group, and then Fogelman stayed out the longest, along with Brandon Mayhew in the 2, who is in 24th right now. Lucas Catano has not gone anywhere. He is still 31st. 4 seconds behind, or 3 seconds behind Sam Young, rather. Lane Sanders, bad day in 29th. Fastest lap belongs to Daniel Brown, who is 20th. Donovan Cage up to 12th now. That might be the highest he gets. It's 2 seconds to Enzo Nareza.
Yeah, Reggie Fogelman burnt his stuff up. I don't think he's going to have enough time unless they start battling up ahead.
He's closing the gap back down a little bit again here, but still 2 seconds back when he was 1.9 back about 7 laps ago. See Braxton pulling away from the leaders. Magrick's going to put a move on Collins here for third. Remember, Collins is only a second-year driver, did not run Digital Storm last year. So he's a pure Jerky Pro driver like Max Anderson and the 13 of Jack James. See Fogelman looking for a way to get by Bishop.
Billy Kidd will be joining that picture really shortly.
Fogelman did have Billy Kidd closer to him a few laps ago, but he has since pulled the gap. Henry Sanford going to get by Pat Johnson for 8th. See Audra just kind of trailing these leaders, wondering what could have been if that tire didn't go down. As now the 8 of Gene Sanford has had a tire failure.
Oh, boy.
Where is she at?
Hopefully on the pits.
I can't find her. Did she already get the pit road?
Retired?
Oh, yep,
Oh,
there she is. Now, she was slowing off the pace. That's going to give Audra a point. That could be a very valuable point. Meanwhile, at the front of the field, Jack James starting to pull away. Collins held off Magrick, and now he's going for second on Reeves. And that's given Jack James a 1-second advantage. And there's Fogelman in the back of the picture.
He just needs help. I just don't think he's got enough time.
Be 7 laps to go this time around. Jean has gotten her tire situation sorted. She'll be back out on the racetrack 3 laps down. There she is at the back of this group. Worth noting that Hayes Green ended what was a 4-race win streak for Ford in Jerky Pro last week. Ford looking to bounce right back with a win at a track that only Chevy has won at.
Interesting trends today. I'm just looking at this leaderboard. A lot of parity, as you see. Once again, Reeves and Collins battling it out for second. As there's Bishop.
Billy Kidd got by Fogelman. Now he's going to get by Bishop. That'll be for 5th. Fogelman going to look to take back 6th place here. So many rookies doing well here, though, here today. Morris Reeves going to get back to 2nd, but all this racing for 2nd has allowed James to pull away as there's been another wreck. It involved Chris White in the 11. We got a lot of incidents to look at, which is kind of uncharacteristic for this track.
This ain't the Cup Series. Cup Series usually get one big one. This is a lot of small ones.
Sam Young, man, has just been unable to go anywhere this run, just stuck at the back of the pack, which is now 29th place for him after the 11 was turned. See, Benjamin Ice jumped into the top 20 and 19th. He's going to get a good point stay over Audra here. Donovan Cage, man, he surprised me. He is closed up on Enzo Nareza.
Yes.
That might be maybe the 66 got stuck behind the 21. Right now, it's a 24-point difference between the 6 and the 21. Looking to make it 25 points. And he's going to pull to the inside of the 66 truck. Winnie Calhoun, a top 10 in the distance, but Cage not going to have enough time to catch. And Nareza might actually hold him off for 11th.
Not big send.
Yeah, look at that. Donovan was basically like, "Hey man, this is how you can tackle turn 1, and I'm gonna pass you here."
Yeah, Audra very good in the corners, but once it gets to the straightaways, it's game over.
So that'll put Cage up to 11th.
Oh, Bishop, big battle.
Bishop about to lose more spots. Big time battling up here at the front as Magrick has jumped up to 2nd. But all eyes are on Jack James in the 13. For the second time in his Jerky Pro Truck Series career, he's going to get a win on a short track and a win in the series. Jack James wins at Memphis.
Definitely a what it could have been story for Audra, but not going to lose a lot in hindsight other than Donovan Cage's 12th. Jack James, right place, right time, buddy.
How about Cody Maggart getting second? Morris Reeves third, Fogelman fourth. What a rookie top five there. Mitchell Collins in fifth. Henry Sanford sixth. Billy Kidd seventh. Pat Johnson eighth. Ron Bishop ninth. And Wendy Calhoun 10th. Man, wow, the rookies really came out today. Very surprised. But short tracks, not usually a ton of tire wear, but they managed their stuff well here today. Donovan Cage 11th. DeLello 14th. We saw in the top five at one point. Ibrahimian 17th, Benjamin Eisen 19th, Carrillo 28th, Sam Young 29th, Catano in 30th. And then bad days, Bradley Ream right out the gate. He's going to get 35th. Baranowskis 36th, Anderson 40th, so on and so forth. We've got a ton of stuff to look at, so let's get to it. All right, we start off with the Hayes Green incident, and this started with Christian Russell. Just going to get into him here off of turn 4.
Yeah, not much to really say there. Pretty simple turn.
Hayes is going to lock it up here, though, and I thought he might have been able to save it there, but Case was not. And then, oh, yeah, Strauss kind of, it looked like maybe a little push from the 54 there. That stacked all of them up. Well, it looks like the team meeting Monday morning for Bulldog Motorsports ain't going to be too good because Lucas Catano is going to get into his own teammate here of Hunter Braxton. And Hunter kind of dives it in, and then Lucas turned in to dive it in, and contact was made, and Christian Russell got very lucky here. Braxton's going to smack the wall with the driver's side and probably asked his spotter there, what was my teammate doing? Why did he dump us? And, yeah, that was that incident. Out of context, these are my trucks, so I'm so elated. All right, so we're looking at this in half speed. It's a battle for 12th and 13th. And I think this is going to happen in the turn 3 between Parrish and Anderson. Oh, yeah, and this is a literal carbon copy of what we just saw with the 39 and 99. But, oh, this was a bit more of a direct hit. And, oh, man, Parrish drilled the outside wall and Anderson with him. And that ended both of their days. So Chris White was running top 20 after that pit stop cycle that got held up by Jean Sanford when she had her tire go down. Fell to 26th. And then right here at the end of the race, Russell's on fresh tires here compared to the rest of these guys. And he's going to dump another driver today. And this time it's going to be Chris White. He just kind of gets into him and spins him around. And, oh, Carrillo got clipped and put in the wall. And, yeah, that was the extent of that. The race winner today was Jack James. As mentioned, we are off for 2 weeks for Jerky Pro. 7 races left in the schedule. But next week, Digital Storm is back. And it's a new road course up in Canada. Road 1 International. And a very, very long track. One of the longest tracks on the schedule next to Milano and Miller Motorsports Park. So going to be a fun one. Standing start for that race. And lap 1 could be quite the doozy. But that'll do it for us here today. Enjoy the rest of you guys' weekend. And we'll see you next time for Digital Storm up in Canada land.